My granddaughter used to drive me crazy with the word why. I'd say, Parker, don't do that. Why? Because you'll get hurt. Why? Because it'll shock you. Why? And about that time, I'd get so frustrated, I'd just say, because I said so. And so what usually happened there when she assaulted me with the word why is she pushed me to my level of understanding of the question, and then I just had to rely on my authoritarian position as her grandfather. And that's what the word why can do. It can push us to the threshold of our understanding, and if we're really curious, we can choose to go beyond that and find our own answers to the word why. Now, there are different levels of complexity to those answers. Some have very factual answers, some have subjective answers that get into intent and motivation. So if you ask the question, why does the apple fall from the tree to the ground? The generally accepted, universally accepted answer to that question is because of gravity, which is a force that attracts it toward the earth. Now, most people won't argue with that, but if a little child says, why? Now then, you've got a dilemma. You may not understand that answer, so that child has just pushed you to the level of your understanding of a subject. Or you might understand it, but you're unable to explain it to her in a way that connects with her experience so she could understand it. Either way, the word why has caused us to think instead of being frustrated and just jumping back into our comfort zone. So I'm thinking about the word why this morning as I'm riding around. I think it's the most powerful word in the language. I think it's a word that promotes learning. It's a word that depends on curiosity. And so I'm pondering the question, why do we do motovlogs? It's kind of a silly exercise when you stop and think about it. Some people might say it's just an exercise in arrogance and self-absorption. Why would anybody want to listen to me talking to myself as I'm riding around on my motorcycle? Why would anybody want to watch the road going by endlessly? Why would anybody want to watch this shot of me sitting on my motorcycle riding? I don't know. So I'm kind of pondering the question, why do I do this? And I'd be interested to know why you do it too. Now, some people might say, well, I do it because I want to monetize my videos and see if I can create an income stream from YouTube, which certainly is a valid answer. But I can tell you from browsing through all of the motovlogs on YouTube, there aren't a whole lot of you making money. And that includes me. I'm not making any money. This is costing me money with all the equipment, not to mention the time that it takes to get things set up and make sure my GoPros are all synchronized and the sound is working properly. And then there's a certain dangerous aspect to it because I've got my iPhone sitting here and I tend to look down every once in a while because I can see my GoPro video coming through on the iPhone, and that's not very safe. So it's a lot easier just to jump on a motorcycle and go than to set up all this equipment. So why do you do this? Are you trying to create a legacy for your children, your grandchildren, so they'll listen to it in the future and maybe understand your life a little bit better? Are you doing it because nobody else will listen to you, so you have to talk to yourself? Frankly, I think that's why I do it, because I like to think about big ideas and complicated subjects, and it's hard to find people who'll sit still for that. They get that deer in the headlights glazed over look really quick. So I can just sit here and talk into my helmet. I don't have to worry about anybody interrupting me or reading their body language or anything like that. And, you know, I must admit, sort of a confession here, I actually do watch some of my own motovlogs. Now, if this is an exercise in arrogance and self-absorption, wow, that pretty much does it, doesn't it? But it's kind of interesting, and I think right now I'm the only one, other than I know one person who watches some of these, which I I greatly appreciate. And every once in a while my family does, but other than that, it's a strange little hobby. So put some comments down there. Why do you do motovlogs? What is your motivation for engaging in this fascinating and interesting hobby? And I'd love to get a discussion going about that. And I'll promise you, if you enter something, I'll respond to you. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because like all of us, we need people to look at these videos. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you the next time.